Hello, today we are going to understand the concept of correlation analysis. First, let us understand what is correlation. Correlation analysis uh, will help us understand the relationship between two or more variables. It helps us to understand if there exists a linear relationship between the variables. Now, this correlation depends upon equations of line if you consider it as an algebraic expression. Uh, so, for example, if there are two variables and you want to check the strength of the relationship, or if you want to see what is the level of the relationship between two variables, variables that we have considered, then you could do a correlation analysis, and based on the correlation coefficient you can interpret the level of relationship. Okay, now there are four ways to measure correlation between two variables. One is through the scatter diagrams. So basically scatter diagram is nothing but you have x-axis and you have y-axis, and you plot the points, x and y points. Okay, so based on the direction of the points, you will say if the variables are linearly dependent or not. Second is the Karl-Pearson's coefficient of correlation. We have a formula for Karl-Pearson's coefficient which helps us to understand the degree of relationship or the level of relationship between the variables. Then third, we have Spearman's rank correlation. When the data is ordinal or when ranks are provided instead of actual values, then we could use Spearman's rank correlation method for understanding the relationship. And we also have a method called concurrent deviation. Now, in this unit, we are going to learn about Karl-Pearson's coefficient of correlation and Spearman's rank correlation. Okay, and in scatter diagram, it is actually a crude method of understanding. It is graphical method of understanding the relationship between variables. We look at the patterns, we look at the linearity of the variables with if we are taking x and y as two variables. For example, x is your weight and y is the body mass index, and if you want to check the relationship between the body mass index and weight, then you will have to plot the values in the graphical method, and if there is a linear relationship that the value of x is going up with respect to the value of y, as and how the value of x is increasing, the value of y is also increasing. That is the linear relationship. Similarly, if the value of x is decreasing, the value of y is also decreasing. That is an inverse relationship. Okay, so we could also say the relationship is a perfect relationship. If x is increasing, then y is also increasing, then we say it is a perfect correlation. If one is decreasing, the other one is also decreasing, that is also a perfect correlation. If one is increasing and other is decreasing, then that means there doesn't exist any correlation, then it means there is a zero correlation. Okay, so now these are some examples of scatter diagrams. So here x and y are increasing in the same direction, then we say the correlation coefficient is 1 and it is a perfect positive correlation. In the second case, if you see, if one is decreasing, the other is also decreasing, the direction of the line is changed. So here the correlation coefficient is negative, so it is -1, then we call it as a perfect negative correlation. In the third case, if you see, the one is increasing, the other is increasing, but it is not perfect. X y values are here, maybe x values are somewhere plotted here, but the r is greater than 0, the coefficient is greater than 0, then we say it is a positive correlation. Similarly, if r is less than 0, that is if the direction of the dots is like this is the case here. If you see in this case, then this case is a negative correlation. If there is no correlation at all, these are just, we are just plotting x and y values and we got a random plot of points, then there exists no correlation at all. Now here Okay, one coefficient is 0, only other one is other one has values. Now x is equals to 0 and y is equals to 1 is here, x is equals to 2 and y is equals to 0 is here, x is equal. So what happened here in these two cases, if you see, is that one variable is absolutely 0 and only one variable is functioning. Only x, in here only y is having values and x remains constant, and here only x is taking values and y remains constant. So in such cases also there is no correlation. So when the values of y are moving in the direction of value of x, okay, or they are moving in opposite direction to one another, then there exists either a positive and a negative correlation. And if one variable is not moving along with the other variable, then we say there is no correlation. So the Karl-Pearson's correlation coefficient is easy to solve, and here is the formula. We will see few problems with Karl-Pearson's correlation coefficient, and we will see how to interpret the solution as well. So this is the formula, and next we have Spearman's rank correlation. In Spearman's rank correlation, the difference between Karl-Pearson's and Spearman's correlation is Karl-Pearson's correlation considers the values. It considers ratio, interval and ratio data. Now here in the Spearman's rank correlation, the data is given in terms of ranks. If ranks is given to you, you will have to use Spearman's rank correlation. Otherwise, you could use correlation coefficient, Karl-Pearson's correlation coefficient. The formula for Spearman's rank correlation is given here, and whatever R values, the correlation coefficient is represented by R. Okay, the values what you get can be interpreted as follows. If you get R is equals to 1 plus 1, then you call it as a perfect correlation. The variables are perfectly correlated. Now we are only talking about two variables, x and y. You could also do correlation for multiple variables, but here in the syllabus we only have two variables. So we are talking about relationship between two variables. If R is minus 1, then we call the correlation as perfect negative correlation. If R is equals to 0, then there is no correlation. Two variables are independent of one another. Remember the word independent. If there exists relationship, then the variables are dependent on one another. Value of one if for example, if the y is equals to mx plus c is the equation of line, isn't it? So here y is the dependent variable and x is independent variable. So this is dependent and this is independent variable. So y always depends on value of x for its value. Okay, so when we are substituting the variables x and y in this particular equation, then and we are doing it for multiple values. Okay, so when we are doing that, we would like to see there exists a relationship or not. If then we will decide if x, how strong is x and y related to one another. Now for example, if I want to take another example, let me say y is a variable, is a dependent variable, and x is independent variable. Y is the your grade after final exams. Then x is the number of hours spent on education. Okay, so if these two are the variables, then we already know number of hours spent. If you spend more hours learning, then you will get good marks, your grade will be good. So that number of hours spent doesn't mean you fix a timetable and just listen to the music in that time. doesn't work like that. So the number of hours that you actually learn, understand the concept, should be linear to the rank that you, or the grade that you receive in the exams. So higher the value, if the based on these two values, x and y values, if the after calculating the correlation coefficient, if r is equals to 1, then I say the grade of a student is dependent on the number of uh, hours spent on education. If it is equals to -1, then I say there is no dependence at all. The grade is not at all dependent on the number of hours spent on education. If r is equals to 0, if the value of r when I calculate is equals to 0, then I would say there is no relationship at all between the grade a student scores and the number of hours spent on education. Okay, so these are the uh, broad categories. Okay, if r lies between -1 and 1, we say it is a broad category of interpreting correlation coefficient. We have subcategories as well. Okay, so if r lies between 0 and 0.3, then we say the correlation is weak or low positive. Okay, if it lies between 0.3 and 0.7, then we say the correlation is moderate, or there exists a medium correlation, but it is still positive. And if the values are between 0.7 and 1, then we say there exists a strong or very high positive correlation between the variables. And similarly, if we get negative values, if the values are between 0 and -3, then we say a very weak correlation exists, low negative correlation exists. And if it's in between -0.7 and 0.3, then we say the correlation is negative, it is weak and medium. Or if the correlation coefficient is -1 and -0.7, then we say there's the strong negative correlation. So let us see few examples for Karl Pearson's correlation coefficient. So we have, this is the question. So here, this is the question. So you will be given x and y values in the question. This part I have calculated for the ease of use. So x is the price of a commodity and y is the supply of a commodity. So they are asking us to find the correlation between the price of x based on its dependent on its supply. Okay, and the formula for correlation coefficient is n. N is the sample size, so n is equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. N is equals to 8. Then they are asking for summation xy. So you have to multiply x and y. So I have multiplied here and I have taken the multiplication values and I summated the values here, minus summation x into summation y. So summation x separately and summation y separately, it has to be calculated. Then under square root n into summation x square. So you also need x square. So I have calculated x square readily, minus summation x whole square into n into summation y square minus summation y whole square. Okay, so you please practice the formula. It is easy to solve. It is similar to the problems which we have solved earlier based on the standard deviation, mean, median and mode. So let us now substitute the values and see. So based on the formula, I have calculated the values and let us just substitute. Kp represents Karl Pearson's correlation coefficient. R is the symbol used for correlation coefficient. N is 8 into summation xy. So summation xy is 5404 minus summation x is 125 and summation y is 337 by square root of n is 8 into summation x square is 2023 minus summation x whole square 125 whole square, and this is 8 summation y square is 14479 minus this is summation y 337 whole square. Okay. So after substituting the values and simplifying, we get 1107 by square root of 559 into 263. On even further simplifying, you get the value as 0.984. So the value here lies between, see here, this one. It lies between 0.7 less than or equal to r less than or equal to 1. For this case, the interpretation is very high or strong positive correlation. So we can say that the price of X is, there is a strong correlation between the price of commodity X and supply of commodity Y. Okay, so that is how you interpret